Hey everybody, Jeff again, Elite Sports Shooting. It's great to be back. I do have to apologize to you guys, the viewers. I did take a little bit of a hiatus. I did change jobs. The weather has been up and down like crazy. It can't make up its mind whether it's winter or spring. I think we're on like 4th spring right now. I did change jobs, like I said. I went from a very mechanical, on the tools kind of job to a more sedentary job planner, which is way easier on my body at my age. But anyways, it's great to be back. I love doing this. I get stuff from this as well. I try to give information. I try to show everybody my passion. I do have a passion. This is what I love doing. And now that I'm actually back in front of the camera, I couldn't figure out what to do for my first video. So it's completely outside the box for me, which is kind of like today's video. It's an unboxing video, and there's a pun there as well. But anyways, I wanted to do something completely different, something I've never done, something I never had. I've been down at the range a couple of times, and I was shooting with some good old boys, and I was using the semi-automatic, and they were using over and unders, and I got schooled. I got taken to school. But anyway, so I thought, you know what? I started looking at over and unders, and I wanted something that was going to be kind of neat, something brand new, something new that's out there, but something that's going to be in the less expensive price range as well. So I wanted to do the Stevens 550. Now, I did a Stevens last year, and I hate using the word cheap because the Stevens 320 was not cheap. It was a less expensive gun to purchase. It cycled very well. It was smooth. It was accurate. It's a great gun for under $500, and in the States I think it's like $200 and some odd dollars. Like, I had somebody message me, and I think they said they picked it up brand spanking new out of a box for $189 in, I can't remember the state now, but literally it's a less expensive shotgun, and I really like the Stevens backstory, the Stevens story, kind of like the Winchester story, the Browning story. I love learning about all these manufacturers and the history. But I did that on the Stevens 320 video, but I don't want to really get into it here. I always give a shout out to the Gugaluza and the Jalisi gun socks. If you've watched my videos from last year, you know that I scratched my A400 and I was very upset. But now I have them on every single shotgun and firearm period in my safe, even the handguns. I bought a couple of little 14-inch ones just so it's on there. It's not going to scratch. I'm a little on the fussy side when it comes to my the look of my shotguns. I never want anything scratched. I do have a few wood ones now, nickel plated, and they require a lot of extra love and attention. But anyways, I do want to get into this. I'm super excited about this. The Stevens 555, there are certain claims that Stevens is actually making about this, and they all do. Every semi-automatic that I ever shot, they all say that this recoils the best. You know, this one cycles the best. This is the best cycling for the money. They all have these claims. As long as they cycle, as long as they shoot, as long as you can depend on them when you need to, I think that's the best. So, a couple of things right off the cuff on this one. This Stevens 555 Sporting was designed for sporting clays. Sporting clays and trap. And I will be definitely putting that to the test when the next time I go out with the guys I was supposed to be out there today, but it is windy and snowing. We got snow on the ground. It's April 2nd, 2023, and there is about 2 to 3 inches of snow on the ground. It is melting fast, but the range will be a mess. So, one thing that I really did like about this versus the regular Stevens. So there's several improvements. Maybe it's the sporting version, meant for sporting clays, but it does have that higher vented sight rail. If you watch any one of my videos, and I'll always say what my preference is, and that is that higher vented rib, that higher vented. I call it a sight rail because it's I sight down that rail, but it's other people know it as a vented rib. It does have the steel mid-bead and the fiber optic forebead, which also I find myself, it helps me be more accurate when I'm sighting. I put one bead on the other bead and I find that I'm very accurate. It does also have the ported barrels. So these little ports there, hopefully that'll help me with a little bit of muzzle climb. Anything that'll help me out and stay on target. It comes with 5 choke tubes. It's got 5 of them, and they are full improved, modified, improved cylinder and cylinder. And they come in a cool little case. I know I have 5 of the flush mount, but the extended chokes I prefer myself. So we'll just set those to the side, and we'll take that off. It's got the Turkish walnut stock, and I do really like that. You can adjust the comb to your preference. I like a lower comb. That's why I like that stepped up rib, because when I put my face and I'm looking down the barrel, looking down that vented rib, I like at least a finger between the top of the comb and my cheekbone. It gets me upset when I do that. But I think we'll just put her together. We're gonna click that and slide the forend off. We're gonna slide her together and lock it, and then we're gonna put the foregrip on. Now this is a little bit tricky. It has to be in that perfect position, because you just have to snap her closed, just like that. Now she's good. So a couple of things I do like about this. Now, the original does not have the stepped up rib, does not come with the, it comes with 5 chokes, but they're flush mounted chokes. I think it had the fiber optic forebead. And it did not have the adjustable comb. I think the recoil butt pad was a little less. I think it was just a very narrow recoil pad. This one has some bigger holes in there. I believe it'll be better on the recoil, but we will see. And overall, I'm really liking this. When I was in the gun store, I was able to hold it up, and I thought it was balanced pretty good. So if you're holding it right on that hinge point, it's a little bit barrel heavy, but still it mounts really well, and it comes in at 6.8 pounds. Now this aluminum receiver gives it a little bit less weight, but whenever you have something that's less weight, you're gonna feel it more in recoil. There's going to be a little bit more felt recoil. But time will tell. We'll do another video at the range. It does have the over and under selector switch. Back and forth, so you can switch which barrel you want to use first. And it's got the tang mount safety. The Turkish Walnut, the grip is actually like a checkered, but it's like a fine checkered. And it extends all the way down to the bottom of the heel. Now, I've seen some shotguns over and unders, especially the wood ones, where it comes down and really sharp. I don't know much about these right now, but I definitely will start knowing a lot more about these, because I'm super excited to shoot this. And if I really like this, I'm probably going to get a few more. So the trigger itself is a mechanical trigger. I know there's inertia triggers and mechanical triggers. I've never shot an inertia trigger. I've heard that the mechanical triggers are a little bit more reliable, but I don't know for sure. Time will tell. I'll be able to report back to you a little bit more of my other opinions, how it shoots, how it handles, the reliability. I usually put 250 to 350 rounds through it before I even do an actual video. I have to know how it feels. Another thing that I always do with all my new shotguns, I clean them before I take them to the range. I do not like being disappointed. It is very upsetting when you get to the range with a brand new gun. If you can imagine, you go down to the range, you want to shoot your brand new gun, and it won't fire, or it won't cycle, or it won't this, or it won't that. I've been let down so many, just 2 or 3 times, and now I just never do it again. So I will do a cleaning video on this after I shoot it for a bit. I don't know how dirty it's going to get. The action is really pretty much very simple. I don't know how dirty that. There's no vented gas. It might get a little dirty on the outside, but that's more or less just taking care of that Turkish walnut. That's mainly just oiled. But yeah, I'm really excited about this. It's great to be back. I have to say that again. I do apologize wholeheartedly. You guys are there for me, and you guys watching my videos, and I really appreciate it. And that's it for me. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. I really appreciate it. If you like the content of the video, give me that thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And as always, keep both eyes on your target. Thank you, everyone.